They just prepared us, I think, fully for the experience and then ultimately for our success.
It's not a business transaction, it's a personal relationship.
And we had a very clear picture on day one what it was going to take to get to the end of our goal. And they were absolutely accurate.
It was for me and for our leaders all along just amazing on how things kept falling into place.
Thank you for your interest in our firm. In the following presentation, you'll see how we've been successful in helping churches across the country in achieving ambitious stewardship goals. Unlike other firms, our approach is all based on full-time and on-site service. What this means simply is that when you have selected to partner with us, one of our consultants will come, live in your community, and work at your church on a full-time basis. Now see why, in my years of experience, I have found our method to be the most inclusive, supportive, and beneficial to churches.
Working with Klote & Associates was a whole different level. And the truth is we had to go to that level to accomplish the goals that we needed to accomplish.
I think we all felt that by hiring James D. Klote & Associates, we were going to be able to raise more money, significantly more than if we tried to do this ourselves or than if we tried to do it with a consultant that wasn't going to be resident with us as we were doing it.
You know, the big selling point for us that helped us was having someone here on site for 4 months.
One of the factors that differentiates James Klote from other firms is this on-site consultant. That on-site consultant is with you from day one until the whole campaign ends, and they are managing it the entire time.
He would come and actually move here and live here with us and help drive the campaign and motivate us and take care of all the little details and coordinate it in such a complete way that was critical in making it work.
We could not have anticipated having a person that would become such a part of the congregation.
In a sense, he became our associate pastor for 4 months.
I've done stewardship campaigns with other firms. What they don't tell you are the hidden costs when a consultant is not on site all the time. There's a hidden cost that your treasurer is going to have to tally all those cards. There's a hidden cost that someone's going to have to make appointments for gatherings of some sort. The biggest hidden cost is going to be paid by the pastor, him or herself, because a lot of their time and effort is going to be taken while that consultant is not on site.
I did stay on the sidelines because I knew it was going to get done. And frankly, it would have been done better than if I'd done it. That's a hard thing for a minister to admit, that somebody can do something better than they can. He could.
The first step is sharing information and getting the church members involved. Creating ownership of the needs of the church is crucial. Our readiness assessment allows for all church members to get involved, energized, and engaged in the discussions. This is a time of sharing between the church leaders and the members. Creating a forum where everyone can give their input on the goals and the direction of the church will foster participation and ensure commitment to the campaign.
I'm convinced that had we altered the process that Jim described to us and that the consultant worked with us to accomplish, I think it would have made a huge difference. I really don't think we would have ever made our goal had we done that.
We wanted to make sure to take the time to make sure that the congregation was fully behind the project. So the first thing that Klote did for us was the feasibility study.
And we met in the chapel, we met in people's homes, we met at the nursing facilities, at the retirement homes, so that everybody had an opportunity to see this is what we're going to do.
We ended up realizing we've got something that can serve the whole community. And then that was something our donors really were able to get behind.
When we announced the big kickoff, we had already raised about half the money.
Our approach is based on an every member visit. All members of the church are treated equally and in the same manner. It's friend visiting friend, peer visiting peer. There has never been a letter written that is as effective as a friend asking another friend to join them in supporting a worthy cause.
To me, the method of visiting one-on-one in someone's home is essential to the gospel.
It was a joy to be able to talk to people and meet new people.
Because it isn't about just money, it's about relationships, it's about intimacy, it's about praying together, sharing together, and we got it. You know, my challenge is holding on to it, you know, and not being afraid to say, you know, it's going to cost a lot of money, friends, but we're not here about money.
You know, it's funny, when Jim came and talked to us about these visits, he said this was going to be one of the richest times in our church to get to know each other. And again, I hate to admit it, I didn't believe him, but he was absolutely right.
And that's another reason why I think our congregation as a whole is stronger from it.
As a result of engaging the entire congregation, the financial benefits are what church leaders never before dreamed possible. Using our approach, churches have the ability to raise an average of 5 times their annual giving, with many campaign efforts achieving significantly greater results.
When Jim Klote came in and said, you know, you can do 5 times your budget, and his consultant, the guy that he had trained, nodded his head and said, no, you really can. I didn't believe it was true. By the end of our campaign, that's exactly what we had done, 5 times our annual budget, and that number was what was necessary for us to begin construction.
What happened with St. Paul's is that we ended up raising nearly 12 times our average annual pledges.
We were able to raise pledge commitments of $5.2 million on an annual operating budget of approximately $700,000 in the same year. And during that year, our operating budget increased by an additional $85,000.
We were able to, I think, raise maybe almost 10 times our annual giving, which is almost unheard of in capital campaigns.
The real success of our method revolves around a congregation all working together toward a common purpose and achieving their goals. Our passion is more than just fundraising. It's a commitment to partnering with you and taking the next step in your ministry.
I'm standing in our new sanctuary, and our congregation is really excited because in 6 months this is going to be finished and we're going to move in. That's a goal we would have never reached without James Klote and Associates.
In a sense, it's almost become a magnet for the community, almost a symbol, like a lighthouse for people to say, wow, look what God can do. And even our local neighboring congregations then say, can we come and use that facility? Can we bring our youth too? Can we all do things together?
The capital campaign really helped to ensure that the future of our church, that this church would go forward into generations to come.
And all of this was made possible by the success that we had in our campaign with James D. Klote and Associates.
I would be hard-pressed to ever go with any firm other than James D. Klote and Associates, because they embraced and demonstrated what we preach every Sunday.